Good day, Gunpla fans. This is DZ Maven here, and it's time for another Gunpla review. And continuing on with Transformation May, I need to have another transforming kit here. So, today I'm taking a look at the real grade Wing Gundam EW. It used to be called the Wing Gundam Verka, but I guess they changed the name to EW after it became semi-official in the manga version Glory of Losers and Frozen Teardrop, I believe. But anyway, here it is. So, let me get this turned around for you here, and we will talk a little bit about this guy here. So, this is the Hajime Katoki version of the Wing Gundam from Gundam Wing, obviously. And as you can see, it's a very different looking kit than the original Oko era Wing Gundam here. This design has been around for a long time, actually. It's probably been around since the 90s, and my thing has stalled. Let me move. Oops. Seems to be stuck. Alright, there we go. He probably should be able to go around now without getting his beam rifle caught on things. Yes, the beam rifle is quite, sorry, Buster Rifle is actually what it's called. Buster Rifle is really long on this kit here. I actually think it's too long, in my opinion here, but I guess we'll get to that when we talk about the accessories here. But let's talk about the details on this thing first here. I'm always kind of mixed on the Katoki redesign of the Wing Gundam. It's a little too much like the Wing Zero Custom sometimes, in my opinion, but I mean, that's just my opinion, really. But color-wise, this thing's got a lot of nice colors all over throughout it. And I definitely like how it's all distributed throughout the kit pretty well, especially along the wings here. And there's all this additional color up in the upper body. You have yellow, you got red, and along with the blue, it's all kind of intermixed throughout the upper body here, and it's really nice looking, actually. And that's one of the things I really do like about this particular design of the Wing Gundam here. It's just really colorful, and it's all throughout the wings here and everything here. Panel lines, there's plenty of panel line over the kit. I mean, it's a real great kit here. I mean, that's pretty standard here. Pretty much everything is molded the way it should be, as far as I'm aware. I don't think there's really any additional painting on this kit that I can tell from when I built it. I actually built this thing last year, so probably some of the construction details are a little hazy in my mind, but I'm trying to remember what I can here when I pull it out. Probably one thing I don't really like is I have to lift them off to show you this, but you do get these big green stickers for these forearm sensors here. That probably would look a lot better as a clear green piece instead of a big sticker, because that sticker is really big actually, and it kind of stands out a little bit on the kit here. So in my opinion, I didn't really think about this at the time, but I probably should have just painted that a clear green color. You do get a sticker on the inside for the little search eye on the chest here. It looks okay. I mean, I don't really have a problem with that here. But the rest of it, you know, it's all molded in color and it looks good just out of the box here. Comes with the typical stickers that real grades come with here. It's actually not completely insane with the stickers like the Verka Master Grade is, so it's actually pretty reasonably well balanced, I would say here. So I don't really have any issue with the stickers on this kit here. So pretty much I can't really find any visual fault with this kit, to be honest here, so it kind of gets a 10 out of 10 for me. So it just looks really good straight out of the box here. I mean, there's nothing else to say about that. So let's move on to the articulation of this guy here. So give me a second here so I can get his shield and his Buster Rifle off of him, and then I will show you how he moves around. Alright, so got him up close here so you can take a little bit of a closer look at some of the details on him here. So going with articulation here, we'll start at the top here with the head here. Head has a good range of motion on it. I really don't have an issue with this here. It's not too loose, not too tight. You can look down pretty well, up about that far. Kind of wish you could look up a little more, but I mean, that's kind of it for here. In the torso here, you can turn around pretty well here. Good torso bend, pretty nice. No real issue there. With the wings here, you can pretty much hold up the wings. I think something fell off. Not sure what here. I think I heard something fall. I'll check here in a second here. That is something with this kit here I'm going to bring up here that, you know, as awesome as it looks, it does has a tendency to have parts fall off of it a lot here. So moving on to the arms here, these shoulders can bend up here, and okay, I'm going to talk about these shoulders on this thing here. As far as I'm aware, the real grade Wing Zero Custom had the same problem here. These shoulders are terrible on this real grade kit here. They do not stay on the arms. And in addition, you've also got this little yellow spiky thing that likes to get in the way a lot. This is probably something unique to this kit here. These things are very thin, and I'm always worried I'm going to break them because they like to get in the way a lot when I'm moving the arm. The arm will do a typical double bend like so here, and you got your ball joint for your hand here, so it'll rotate around like so, and this is already catching on things, just moving the arm around. Like I said, this is really annoying here. I mean, I like the general look of this kit, but there is a lot of stuff sticking out on it, and this is a big problem here, this thing here. If I can just try and get that out of the way. But yeah, going back to these shoulders here, the problem is the connection on these shoulders here. This is two separate pieces here for that. So just sticking my finger in there, I can kind of spread that apart, and it's, for the love of God, I do not know why Bandai did that, because these things they don't stay on at all. They're just kind of laying on the arm. They are so loose, and it really kind of disappoints me there. Moving on down the body here, we got your typical side skirts. They can move up out of the way. This one not so much here, but I think you can slide it back so that it gets out of the way a little bit. Leg can move up like so, out, rotate. Now moving down to the leg joint here. See if I can get this right the first time. Nice bend out of the leg here. Nice part separation here in the upper leg here. Foot will bend back about that far here. There's a little bit of part separation here, and the front panel slides up a little bit here. And I believe the reverse is the case if you slide the foot forward. So I'm a little bit, this back panel moves just slightly back. That's how much foot motion you're going to get, and you got your little toe here. Ankle wise, about that much here. So pretty decent here. Now the other thing about this is a double joint in the leg here, but it's also kind of a triple joint too, so you have to kind of be careful trying to put it back, because it likes to slide forward like that for the transformation, and you kind of have to work at it to get it back the way it's supposed to, which is kind of a pain in the butt. There we go. I think I got close there. Yeah, you gotta fiddle around with the knees on this thing a lot, because it likes to slide forward instead of bending back properly. And that's for the transformation of this kit here, which I'll get into in a bit in the extras. Moving on back to the wings here. They can bend forward, back, up like so. And they can open up just a little bit. This little top panel opens up. That's actually supposed to open up that far, not like that. And you do get this little aileron flap in the middle of the winglet here, which is really nice here. The Master Grade does not have this as far as I'm aware. And there is kind of an additional joint in the backpack right there. Kind of helps get the wings up into transformation mode when you do that here. And of course these back skirts will move, or they will just pop off if you push on them too hard. But yeah, they're supposed to move that hard. Alright, let me fix this here real quick. Okay, alright, it's all back together again now here. But like I said, when you're moving this guy around, a lot of parts tend to fall off here. The knees are going to give you issues here. These little yellow spiky things on the forearms like to really get in the way of things. And the part that actually popped off earlier was a little red piece on the crotch here. I actually found that on the floor here. But yeah, that fell off as well. And a lot of people say the knees like to fall off here. They don't really fall off on mine, so they just tend to get kind of messed up during the knee bend. Then they get kind of stuck in the transformation mode, and you gotta finagle it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, articulation, it's okay, but there's so many things that keep falling off of this thing while you're moving it around. It really is kind of a pain in the butt. And it's only made worse when you start putting the accessories on it. So I like the look of the kit, but I don't like the way it articulates, so it's going to get a 6 out of 10 from me. So I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, it's about what you expect for a real grade kit here, but there are places where I really think Bandai could have done better on this. This my opinion. So let's move on to extras here. So first off, let's talk about the Buster Rifle here. This thing is nice and long and big here. I mentioned that I do kind of, in my opinion, I think this Buster Rifle is actually too long, in my opinion here. I like the one on the original Oak Wing Gundam better. That just came off. That's going to be, like I said, that's going to be a recurring theme with this kit here, is just things falling off at the slightest touch here. So anyway, you got your free Buster Barrel packs in here. I think they will come out, maybe? No? I don't remember. I guess not. I guess they're pretty well in there. You do get a little sticker for the sensor in the head here. It's green. It's not bad. And you get that yellow piece underneath here. I do have the trigger holding hand on here right now here. As you can see here, it's pegged in. This kit will kind of hold this straight out pretty well here from what I've noticed here, but the actual wrist strength is a little loose, so it will kind of sag a little bit at the wrist. Typical back heavy kit problems. It will sag a little bit at the wrist a little bit here, but not at the arm. The arm will hold it up just fine here. The only thing you got to worry about is the wrist here. It will kind of sag a little bit here, but it's a nice looking weapon here. I can't really complain about it too much here, but like I said, it's a little long here, and the length just kind of makes posing kind of problematic on it. The other thing we have here is the shield for the Wing Gundam EW here. Pretty nice looking shield. It's pretty basic actually. There's not a whole lot going on with it. I mean, it looks really nice and a lot of nice detail on it. You can see on the back here you have your connection mechanism here. It's really just a clip-on connection here. It wraps around the arm on the underside of the arm. I really don't want to move this thing because it's going to keep knocking it over here, but it wraps around this side of the arm where you see these little two notches on the white part of the arm. It kind of clips into that, stays on. You got this little move hole. This will move around as needed for posing here. You can actually take it off, and you can actually move it to this other slot here if you want it on the right arm for some reason. You can do that. And you do have now the beam saber for this kit is actually stored inside the shield. I don't have it on there right now because I have it here for display here. So here's your beam saber. You get these nice sort of, they're actually a blue-green color, blue-green beam saber, and I really like this color beam saber. I kind of wish more kits had this here. It's like really only the Wing Gundam kits have this blue-green saber. Most of the time you get a standard bright green saber, or you get a yellow beam saber, but this is kind of a blue-green aqua color. It's really nice looking. I really like this color here. Like I said, I would kind of wish more kits came with this color beam saber because it's really nice looking. The beam saber is stored right in here. As you can see, a little notch right there. It actually notches in at the notch way up here. You can see it. There's a little hole right there. It actually plugs into that hole like so here. See if I can get it in there without dropping it. There we go. Yeah, it goes in right there. It's also kind of hard to get out of there once it's in there. You got to kind of finagle it a little bit here, but that's why I had it out beforehand. So there's a shield. And speaking of hands, you get your typical assortment of real grade hands. You get your open emotive hands like so. And you get your closed fists, which are actually on the kit right now. And you have a left trigger holding hand. You can see right there, the one for the right hand is already on the Buster Rifle here. And you get your posable real grade hands, which don't really serve a whole lot of purpose when you have all these other hands. So I mean, they're okay looking, I guess, but the fixed hands are probably better to use on a day-to-day basis, I would say. You get those. And you actually have two of these beam sabers, by the way. You only really need one, but you have an extra, you can use it for something else if you want. So, and in addition to that, you do get this nice little extra. You get these pontoons. I kind of want to call them pontoons, but they're actually extra ammo packs, extra energy packs for the Buster Rifle here. And from what I think they can be used as bombs too while the Wing Gundam's in its bird mode here. So, and they just clip onto the forearms. see if I can do this here. They clip on this way. So you can put them on the forearms, but like I said, once they're on there, they do really tend to get in the way. And they push the shoulders off their joint here, so it's like, this is really kind of only good for the bird mode. So I would probably only have these displayed on it when it's in bird mode, like so here. So, and you do get your Heero Yui figure here, your tiny one here. He's, I don't know if we can get him in focus there. He's, or is he backwards here? I'm not sure here. There's his front. Yeah, he's I don't know if you can tell, he's doing his typical pose of trying to get something out of his eye. So, there you go. And you get action-based connectors here. Yes, you get two with this kit here. You have your kind of more standard action-based connector that you can clip onto either the bottom or the backpack. The backpack connection is actually a little better on this here, so I would probably suggest going with that. And you get this alternative connector, which will also connect into the bottom, but this is more for the displaying the kit in the bird mode here for you. I haven't found this to be an especially good connector because it's kind of loose. So your mileage may vary when you try and use this here, but that's what you get for displaying it in bird mode here. So let me talk about the bird mode here a little bit here. As for a transforming kit here, just like with the Oka-era Wing Gundam, there really is not a whole lot to this kit here. In fact, it's probably a little simpler, I would say, because you don't really have to turn the waist section around on it. You don't have to rotate the head on it. So basically, you're just kind of flipping the shoulders down and rotating the arms so that they are positioned facing downward, and doing the little Z transformation on the knee of the Wing Gundam, flipping the legs back, and then you just position the wings and attach the shield, which kind of just clips right over the on top of the back of the body, and oh, and the backpack actually comes off and actually moves back a little bit on it here. You gotta do that too here. Then you put the shield on. It clips onto the back, and then you attach the beam rifle onto the shield, and that little blue piece on the beam rifle actually covers up the head pretty nicely on it here. So, and then you can kind of put those little pontoons with the extra Buster rifle packs on the arms if you want here. And it's really not that bad looking in bird mode. I actually kind of like it in bird mode over mobile suit mode because it probably looks a little nicer to me. But transformation is pretty easy, so there's really not a whole lot to it. It's not like a Zeta Gundam or anything else that I can think of that actually has a kit that actually opens up and twists around and everything. I mean, this really is one of the more simpler transforming kits out there. But extras, transformation stickers, all pretty good on it here, so it gets a 9 out of 10 for me. The only thing I can probably quiff about is that the Buster rifle is too long, but that's really just because of the way it's designed, so I'm not really going to hold out against it too much here. So, at the end of the day, we have our value of the kit here. You have to pardon the really weird pose on him. I don't know if I can fix his wings so that he looks a little natural there. This kit came out in January of 2016, so it's now over a year old. And it retails for 2,500 yen to $22, which is about average for a real grade kit in terms of pricing here. So, besides this, really the only other options for this particular kit are the master grades. There's the original Verkal kit, and then there was a slight recolor re-release version of it that went along with the other Kotoki and EW master grade kits. The original Verkal kit is pretty old from what I'm aware of. I haven't built the kit, so I'm not really too keen on the specifics about it here, but I have heard about a lot of people complain that I cannot hold this Buster rifle, and that's probably kind of expected considering how old it is and how big the Buster rifle is on this kit. The real grade probably is a better option because it can hold the Buster rifle pretty decently. It's not perfect, but it does do a decent job of holding it up from what I've noticed when I was posing it. My problem with the kit here is that it has, in real grade form, it kind of exasperates some of the problems of the real grade line. Just lots of loose parts falling off of it, especially when I'm trying to move it around. It's not a terrible kit. It's not the worst real grade I built, but I mean, it's probably, I would honestly say this is probably my least liked real grade kit, because I think after I built it, I remember I felt kind of disappointed with the whole kit. It just didn't turn out as awesome as I thought it would be, and there's just a lot of frustration in trying to pose it. But I mean, it's not a terrible kit here, so it still gets an 8 out of 10 from me. So considering the price and the amount of detail and just how great it looks straight out of the box here, it's still a pretty good value kit, I would say. You just gotta kind of be aware that it's kind of a big pain in the butt to pose. So yeah. So at the end of this here, this kit gets a 33 out of 40 here. So it still falls in the range of being a pretty great kit here, because I mean, you probably notice a lot of kits that I review tend to fall in that 30 range, and that probably speaks to the quality control that Bandai has, that a lot of the kits are still good, even if they are kind of bad in some areas, they're really good in other areas. This is probably a case of one of those kits here where it looks really good, but the articulation kind of sucks on it. But yeah, it's still a good kit. If you're interested in this kit, definitely consider buying it here. You'll probably like the look of it here. Just, again, be aware that it's very fiddly and things like to fall off of it a lot. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review. Leave a like if you liked. And be sure to subscribe, because there's going to be more interesting stuff coming soon. Got some new kits coming eventually. And I still got plenty of older kits to review, so there's always stuff for me to review here. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see y'all later. Take care. Bye-bye.